A little bit of the underfur is missing, but this dog's
What's up, Quentin? Hunting and stuff? Tell me if you guys can hear me. I'm doing a test, and I figured I'd get some input from you guys that are out there. Hey, man, I appreciate it. Yeah, I had 3 good dogs today. It was good. I had 4 hard days trapping where I only caught 1 dog. And you know how it is. You get in there and you get some shit days and you start doubting yourself and wondering what you're doing wrong and, you know, trying to figure out better ways to get after it. And I'm only setting 2 days a week on my days off. So I set for 2 days straight, and then I checked the first day I set, and I checked 3 days since then. And today, day 5, man, they lit up on me. I had 38 traps out, had 3 dogs and 1 possum. I had a few traps dug up. I got a spot where I got a bunch of coons giving me a hard time. And it's giving me, it's an issue. What I'm doing right now, you guys might not, I've got my GoPro up, the same thing I use for my computer whenever I run with my computer, but I'm doing it from the phone. And I'm trying to figure out how to set it up from the phone, because I can use a GoPro to go live in the field. Say some crazy shit happens in the field and I want to show everybody live on time, or I get pulled over or whatever, you know, I can go live from the phone at any time. But I wanted to see if I could set my GoPro up to go live, and I actually think I can set 2 GoPros up, because the one you're seeing me on, and then the GoPro 11 that I got, I think I can set both up and have 2 camera angles. I got to figure that out. So I'm just kind of messing around. I didn't know how many people would jump in, but if you guys jump in, I've got the chat pulled up on my computer, and I can actually, you know, monitor the chat and say what's up. Ray, everything's going good, bud. I had 3 dogs today. I tried to skin one of them, was real nice, had a real white belly, and I was going to try and skin it. Man, it's too early. He's blue as hell. As soon as I got about 1.5 inches off of his hind leg, I started looking at it, and the whole skin that I was pulling off was all blue. So they're just not ready. But it was beautiful. The belly on that dog was white, and it was fully furred. It wasn't like the pink belly or dirty bellies we get, because we get some nasty bellies around here. That one, it was the smaller of the 3 dogs, and it was a good dog. I had 1 female that was pretty big, and then I had 1 male, and I didn't weigh him, but he looks like he was 32 to 35 pounds. The female looked like she was close to 30. But this one's maybe 27 pounds, but it'd been around a while. It was just a smaller dog, but it was a beautiful dog. Quentin, how you doing, bud? Good. You can hear me good, loud and clear. So that's about it, Quentin. I've had a really shit first 4 days, but today was a blessing. I prayed about it last night. I was stressed out about it, because, you know, only 1 dog in 4 days is something you just can't do. I've been talking to the guy from Coyote Academy. I don't know his name yet. I need to find out. But I talked to him today. He found some of my videos and started blowing me up with comments on YouTube. So we kind of chatted back and forth a few times. And he killed 100 dogs. I guess he's in Ohio, is what I gathered. He killed 100 dogs in 2 weeks. Damn. Now, West Oklahoma, near, you know, big cattle country and feedlots, I think you could do that if you really pushed hard. Northwest or West Kansas, you could do that if you really push hard. But 100 dogs in 2 weeks, that is insane. I mean, fuck. Sorry, guys. I had a little bit to drink before I lit this up. I decided I was going to go to bed early tonight. And early means 11:30, You know, I've been sleeping 3.5 hours the last 2 nights. Actually, I got 4.5 last night because we fell backwards. I gained an hour, but I hadn't been sleeping much at all. When I'm trapping like this and working the way I do, I don't have time to sleep. I sleep in the car when I'm driving. It's about the only place I sleep. Maybe some of y'all can understand me. It's been all right, Quentin. It hasn't been too bad. 3 dogs today. If I have 1 dog tomorrow, I'll be happy. If I have more than 1 dog tomorrow, I'm going to be praising God the whole time. The illegal's working right now out in South Carolina. He's not back home yet. He can't set, but he's going to soon, I'm sure. What's up, Jesse? How you doing, brother? Glad to have you. We got 6 viewers. I figured out for you guys that do YouTube, last live that I had we had Blakely. I know it wasn't the live I had. It was a live I was watching when I was watching Justin's live, I Would Trappers live. And Blakely got in there and said the key to getting subs is doing shorts. And I said, well, hell. I said, let me try it. So I did 3 shorts a day for the last 3 days. And I've got almost 35,000 views in 4 days. And I've gained, I think I counted it a little while ago, I had 73 subs in 3.5 days. The shorts are the way to go. And if you make videos, download, make sure you record your shorts with your phone in the upright vertical position and not in landscape. And download the app that everybody uses to edit TikToks. It's called, what's it called? Hopefully this stays open with my thing closed. It's called CapCut. CapCut is a really free, cheap editing tool. And just add the captions, auto captions to your video. And then if you want to edit anything, you can put stuff in there. You can put effects in there if you want to. But, add it at least the auto captions. And put 2 or 3 shorts up every day. Just about whatever you're doing concerning whatever your channel's about. I mean, not everybody in here. I'm sure everybody in here, their channel's about trapping. But a lot of folks, they do channels where they're fishing and they're hunting. 330 Maniac put out a fishing video, the last 3 videos he put out. And, I saw Trapper J, the other Justin. I guess I know like 3 or 4 Justins that are all on YouTube. What's up, Tim? They're making little videos and putting them up, and most of that they do with their phone. And you can do it, but the shorts I got tonight, and I'll just tell you about the analytics. I put up a video, I don't know, 7 hours ago, 6 hours ago. It's got 2,700 views. Video I put up yesterday's got 2,500 views. The other 2 videos I put up today, 1,900 views and 1,888 views. One of them's blowing up right now. It's gotten, I don't know, it's gotten 3, 6, 7, 800 views in the last 45 minutes. So, shorts are the way to go. Shorts are the way to get subs. And shorts keep your view count high. And whenever you, when you do finally monetize, your shorts they'll put ads on your shorts, and you'll get ad revenue from your shorts. So it takes you, a short has to be under a minute or 59 seconds or below. If you hit right at 60 seconds, it always goes over and it doesn't count as a short. It just puts out a regular video. Put out 3 shorts a day, every day for the next month, and I guarantee your channel will explode. That's just how it works. Quentin, you said today was my first check. I was really hoping for 6 beaver, but I only got 3. Trying harder tomorrow. Praise the Lord, Quentin. The best day I ever had on beaver is I had 5 beaver in 1 day. That's the best beaver I ever had. Last time I had a check, last year I had a job where I did 4 beaver. I had 8 traps out on the first night, and on the first check day I had 4 of those traps full, and 1 of them snapped off. That's the best day I did last year. But yeah, here's the thing, Quentin. Here's what I'm figuring out. I made all these videos with all this really great, high production value stuff that I purchased and worked and learned all the programs on how to use them. And it took me years to start learning how to make decent videos. It really did. It took me a year and a half, 2 years. And I spent the whole summer that I wasn't, you know, just getting drunk and playing video games. Right when I got done with trapping season, I didn't want to do anything. I busted my ass so hard last year that for about a month and a half, and I did all the running around, did the fur sales for a month and a half. I didn't do shit, and it made me lazy. Let me grab my drink. Hold on. Anyway, don't overthink it. Use your phone. Do it in upright position, because they won't do these in a short in your landscape. And just make a short video. Think it out for a second. Make a short video, then run it through CapCut. Put the captions on it, and make sure you edit the captions so they're right. And just upload. Boom. Just forget about it. And do it 3 times a day, 2 times a day, once a day. Start out once a day, and I guarantee you'll see a huge change. The way you do your hashtags matters. Don't use too many hashtags. Use 3 or 5 hashtags that are all relevant to the you know, community you're trying to attach your video to. And try not to upload your video to after 1 o'clock and before 4. Between 1 and 4, upload it then. It'll pick up. Now the videos I put up around 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock this afternoon are just in the last, it's gotten 800 views in the last 45 minutes. Anyway, and I've done this 4 days in a row now with these videos. I've got almost 25,000 views in 4.5, 5 days on shorts. And that's how you get subs. I've gained almost 80 subs in that time. And I'm getting more subs as we speak. Subs are going up every hour or two. And before, I thought I was going to wait till the season was over to be at 1,000 subs. I'll be at 1,000 subs before November's done. Let me read some of these comments and stop talking. I'm a yapper. In case y'all didn't know, God gave me the gift of gab. And I like to learn shit people don't want to talk about. So I can talk about all kinds of shit that would get me kicked off YouTube all day. Let's not do that. I got a Rumble account. We might make it a live. And if you guys want to talk about stuff that doesn't, you know, that the world won't allow you to talk about, we can go over to Rumble every once in a while and do that. Yeah, try harder tomorrow, Quentin. You'll do good. Quentin said, I have, 1 video up now. I said, don't worry about it. Just get after it. Make your short videos. Put them up. Iowa. He was emailing me back and forth yesterday morning. We were talking a little bit. And he gave me some advice and told me, something to do, because I had made a comment about something was going on 2 nights ago when I had a live, or 3 nights ago, whenever it was. He was in here for a few minutes, and I made a comment about what was going on with the NTA. I'm the type of person, I think what's going on is relevant, that we should know about it, but just because we know about it doesn't mean we have to take sides. And that was kind of his sentiment in the advice, is to not choose sides. And I agree. When it comes to what's going on, when it comes to drama between other people, if you don't have firsthand knowledge, stay the fuck out of it. We all have issues, we all have problems, and other people don't need to be involved in it. Whatever's going on in the NTA shouldn't affect the way that they are attacking anti-trappers and attacking the government legislation trying to push trappers out. It shouldn't affect that over the next 3 to 5 years. It might affect how the people at the board communicate with each other. It might affect, the way that things are going on there. It might affect the way some people look at one another. But if we pull all our money out of the NTA and push it all to the FTA, we should be supporting both. There's only 2 federal organizations, and then the idea let's split it up and make our own national organization. Who the hell wants to run it? And my in Oklahoma Fur Bearers Alliance, not I'm not saying this to knock them. I'm saying this because it's true. The OFBA this year didn't even do a vote. Because they couldn't find enough people that wanted to do all of the director positions and do all the positions that had to lead the president, vice president, and the treasury. Those are the top 3. Then we have a running NTA director who just got director of the year this year, actually. Shannon Shefford. He's a good trapper out of Stillwater, Oklahoma. Been around a long time. And he's at all the events and, paying attention, taking care of stuff. Good guy. And, he does that, but they need other people to do the other stuff, because the same few people have been kind of cycling through all those jobs for a while. And they had a hard time finding directors, finding people. So they didn't even do a vote. They just made a list, found out who was willing to do what, made a list, and said that's what it is, because we didn't have enough people to vote. And that's fine. But what the point I'm making is that a lot of people are burnt out because it's free work. And free work sucks. I mean, let's face it. If your grandma needs help moving the groceries in, you're not expecting her to pay you. You love your grandma. You want to make sure that she's not having to do all that crap by herself. You're going to get up, get those damn groceries, take care of anything she needs, and ask her if there's anything else she needs when she gets inside. Take out her trash, whatever. You're not even going to think about it. But when it comes to taking care of other people that you're not related to and dealing with organizations that doesn't pay you money, I mean, you want to have a good time doing it, but you want to have a good time doing it and not spend your time, doing it for everybody else and just not getting paid. So the same thing is with the NTA. Apparently they have, they're having a hard time finding people that want to take the board positions and want to do the stuff, and they're having problems. And right now, if you're a member of the NTA, in the new edition of the Trappers Post, which is out, and in the new edition, well, no, that's not the Trappers Post. Which one? I got it coming. The National Trappers magazine that they have with the NTA. When it comes out, it's going to have a card in it for you to vote, and they've got some new rule changes that they're doing, and they're trying to only elect presidents that are from within the certain board within the NTA. It's a big deal. So if you're a member of the NTA, you need to learn about it, find out what's going on. If you get on trapperman.com, get on there and check out some of the posts that are up there. They've got a new post up in the Trapper Talk that tells you all about it from a man who used to be a former president of the NTA. I'd show it to you, but we're doing it live through my phone and not doing on the computer right now. So let me catch up on comments instead of talking about a bunch of shit. Yeah, I was busy as hell. I expect I'll hear back from him. We'll all see it live or see some more videos soon. And his knee was hurting him too. I know he talked about it in his videos, so that's got to be rough. Imagine setting 400 or 500 traps and, your opening day, you're going to push yourself hard. You got a lot of crap going on and your knee hurts. Thanks, Ray. I appreciate it, bud. I like the shorts. I like the short idea, and any of you that make videos on YouTube need to be doing it. Coyote Academy in the house. What's up, bud? Yeah, Quentin says him and Next Gen. Yeah, they're busy. And did you guys see Dell Billingsley's Check Day 1 video that he put out today? His video was pretty badass. I mean, he, there's not a whole lot of stuff going on. It's just constant catches. He'll show you a catch. He talks about it for a second and cuts to the very next one. Boom. And he didn't even show them all. He showed like a third or maybe a fifth of his catches, but he caught 25 coons today. Just him and his buddy running a hobby line. And he uses this set, which if you watch Dell's channel at all, you've seen the set. What's up, Mark? How you doing, bud? Glad to see you. Coyote Academy, I haven't watched enough of your videos to know your name, bud. What's your name? My name's Ken, by the way. For all you who don't know, my name's Ken Smith. Whenever people are asking me my name because they're trying to give me a hard time and I tell them my name's Ken Smith, they think I'm lying to them, but I'm not. A simple name. Anyway, Dell Billingsley's video was pretty badass. Just straight, it was like 10-12 minutes straight coon action, and his little dog, I forget what he named his dog, but it was something cool. His little female dog was just running around. Colton. All right, Colton, glad to know you, bud. His little dog was running around and going after those coons and biting at those coons while they're in the traps. It's pretty funny. And I don't know where Dale's at. I don't know. Like I said, I hadn't been on the Colt Morris. All right, Colt Morris, cool. I got a buddy named Colt, and I live in Morris, Oklahoma, so that won't be hard to remember. I don't know Dale very well. I watched some of his videos. He did some demos recently that got recorded and they put online. And I think one of our buddies that's in a lot of our channels actually recorded one of his demos too and put it online. And he does this thing called the fish steak demo, where he uses two dog proofs or 2 1.5 specials or 2 coon traps of some sort, and he uses a T steak, and I guess he puts some kind of fish attractant whether it's sardines or whatever it is, on the T-stake, and he leaves the traps in the water. And he slays. He's getting doubles on coons a lot that way. And, you know, I'm not a coon trapper. I'm a coon killer. I'll kill every one of them. But if I trap a coon, it's on accident. And if I try and trap it on purpose, it's only because I took my kids with me and I want them to set up. And, you know, my kids are trying to slowly get into this. I got 3 little girls and a little boy. All of my 2 middle girls, the 5-year-old and the 3-year-old, they want to go with me everywhere. My 7-year-old, I'm trying to really get her involved because she's super smart. She could do a whole bunch of stuff, but she's scared of a lot of stuff, and it takes time. I see other 7-year-old girls out there killing deer. 10-year-old girls killing deer. You see that girl Autumn on Autumn's Armory. She's out there. Yeah, Timber's his dog's name. That's right, Ray. She's out there shooting AKs. I showed that to my daughter earlier when we were talking about this. She's shooting AKs all by herself. My daughter just shoots a 22. She hadn't got up yet, but I'm trying to get her exposed. It's trapping season, and my days off, I'm going to spend most of the days with the kids while I'm trapping. Yeah, so you guys did see it. That was great. Yep, that's right, Colton. Amen. Yeah, that was cool. But like I said, I haven't known Dale very well. I don't know where he's from, where he's at, but he's pushing hard for coons right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's somewhere near Iowa where they've got a bunch of coons where you can catch them. But who all's trapping right now? I know, Colton, what'd you do? You had 100 dogs in 2 weeks? We were just talking about that. That's crazy. I saw that post you put on Instagram, so I was telling everybody about it in the chat. And that blows me away. I was telling them how in West Oklahoma you might get lucky enough to do 100 dogs in that time. Maybe if you're running a long truck line and you got about 120 traps out. You know, in West Kansas, you know, around the feedlots, you're going to be able to do that kind of dogs in that time. But here in East Oklahoma where I'm at, last year I caught 29 cats and 72 dogs. So over a third of my catches, comparison, I caught a third as many cats as I did dogs. And in West Oklahoma, I have a buddy that he doesn't ever get on our lives, but he's on Instagram and he's a good trapper. He's learned a lot of stuff. His name's Ron. And Ron, he caught like 130 dogs, but he only caught 4 cats last year. So I'm really a cat trapper. I prefer cats. I really wish we could move our numbers up Oklahoma so I can have more cats. I'm probably going to run my uncle with me this year, and we're probably going to fill up his tags too. You know, especially in the late January, February time, whenever I'm really pushing for cats and beaver, I'm just going to take my uncle with me. He's going to help me set traps. He's going to help me dispatch animals, and we're going to tag as many cats as we can get. But 23 miles a day. So 23 miles one direction and then 23 miles back, so about 50 miles, or just a circle that was 23 miles total. And where are you at? You're in Ohio? I went and looked on your Instagram earlier to find out where you were. And I think on your YouTube, I found a video that was popped up, one of your big YouTubes that shows places you were trapping when you're expanding your line. And it had a map on there, and it said something about Ohio. So I figured that's where you're at. Dang. 230 miles. The heart, you know, whenever I'm looking at my chat, that damn heart is always in the way. And I shouldn't even be hearting my own chat. Can I heart my own chat? Can you see it? Yeah, I can do my own chat. That's stupid. It shouldn't even be there. So 230 miles a day for 2 weeks. So, you know, do you trap all season, or you just like trap real hard for a little while and then kind of slow back and do some hobby trapping and chill out, or what do you do? I'm just going to go hard in about a 12 by 13 square mile area for 120 days. Yeah, Ray, tell me where you're at again, Ray. That way I know. I've got 2 Rays on my channel. One's Ray and the other one's Raymond. And Raymond is in Oklahoma, and he's down south towards Pauls Valley area. And, you know, he's like me. He's got a limit on cats. Tim's got 12 days before trapping opens. Says, I'm going to get some muzzleloader hunt. Man, our muzzleloader season ended today. And the day I was going to set was the first day I had off last week. And I could have killed, I watched 4 deer at the feeder. I could have killed 2 nice does. 2 nice does and filled up my doe tags for muzzleloader. But I had trapping on the brain. I didn't do it. I didn't want to kill 2 deer or even 1 deer and have to spend the next 2 hours gutting it, cleaning it, getting it taken care of, and getting it quartered up so they could go take care of it, or even having to process it myself at the time. I wanted to go set traps. And then I checked traps the next day and didn't have anything but skunks. Shit, I should have killed that deer. It's funny. All right, Tim. Get out there and enjoy muzzleloader. Get you some meat, buddy. What's up, Johnny boy? Okay, Ray, you said you're in North Carolina. That's cool. That's cool. I'll bet your coyotes are kind of like our East coyotes. We get a few that are worth something. Most of the North Carolina coyotes are no good, right? You guys ever watch Coastal Land Wildlife stuff? I think he's kind of around that area of the country. I don't know if it's South Carolina, North Carolina, or Georgia, but he's somewhere right there. And he's been slaying the black dogs. He had a video he put up about a week and a half ago, one of his early checks for the season. And he's got, that dude had, I think he had 3 black coyotes in the same 2 days. 2 of them in the same day in the same pasture. So, Colton, when you're running, oh, there you are. Yeah, right? 2 weeks hard as hell, hard as fuck, he says. Trap 8 county, man, south of Columbus, Ohio. Where? How far west? You staying in Ohio, or you going like west of the country? 96,000 acres of trap with 7 feedlots. That's cool. Who's your partner? Is he online too? See, I've got 11,000 acres in my little spot, and a third of it has got hunters, and a third of it's got cattle on it, and about, I don't know, a tenth of it has people on it that don't know too much about trapping and are kind of skittish about me being too close to their house, so they've got me regulated to a spot that's kind of small. But I could run 120 traps in my area. But I don't know if I have time to run 120 traps in the morning. I get about 5 hours. If I get up 4 o'clock, 4:30, I leave the house, right, 30 minutes before sunlight, and be at my furthest location away on the buggy at sunlight, I could probably trap for 5.5, 6 hours a day. But hell, I don't go to sleep till 1, so getting up at 4:30 is a bitch. But I ain't slept more than 8 hours in the last 2 days anyway, so I don't really care. I'm not upset about it. I like to beat the shit out of myself whenever I'm trapping during this time of the year, because it's good for me to do it. There's no reason people need to sleep 8 hours a day. It's just not good for you. Yep, that is a lot of ground to cover, but therein lies the issue. He had 100 dogs in 2 weeks, and that's why. So, hard as fuck for 2 weeks. But then after that, do you trap after that? You're just going to go west for 2 weeks and that's it? I plan to expand my ground next year. Right now I'm running, I got it just over, it's almost 12,000 acres actually, because I picked up a spot that was 600, it was 640, but it was in 2 separate sections. And so that put me at almost 1,200. And next year there's 2 big ranches. There's 2 huge ranches to the west of me that are across the highway, and there's a guy that wants me to trap, but he's bordering one of the big ranches. And then they're east of me, there's 2 big ranches, and I look at the maps all the time. They only run cattle on half-done pastures. So there's 2 big ranches. It's about, I think it's 9.5 to 10,000 acres between the 2 of them. In Oklahoma, everything's private, so most of the ranches are pretty small. Most ranches are 1,200 to 3,000 acres, if they're a decent ranch. Other people call themselves a ranch and they're only 160 acres or they're 320 acres. But the bigger ranches around here are 4 to 5,000 plus. And there's two spots east of me, and they're not far. And I'm gonna hit them up next year, and that's what I'm gonna do next year. Is I'm gonna try and go east instead of south, and I'm gonna try and pick up those acreage. I'm gonna try and do 12 to 15,000 acres east of me. That way, you know, everybody in all directions. I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna do north next time because there's a couple big ranches north of me. If you guys ever heard of Rib Crib, the Rib Crib ranch is north of me. And they might have more than one ranch, but they got a real decent ranch just about 7-10 miles north of me, and it's pretty good. And if I could break through over there and get into them in a couple of years, then they would know I'm here too, which would be good for me, good for business. Yeah, West Kansas, north the Panhandle. That's right there. Northern Ohio. His name is Will. That's cool. You know, that's where Jason Vance is going to be trapping in that area. And, you know, if you get into those guys in West Kansas, I mean, almost none of them tell you no because they all have feedlots and they got coyotes everywhere. Yep. And by a line, you're just talking a lot less traps, a lot smaller area, not pushing so hard. And I'm just going to try and push 4 to 6 hours a day, in 120 days. That's what I'm doing. And then I'm gonna go to. I've only gotten about 3 properties kind of set. One property's fully set. 2 properties are partially set. I'm gonna set on probably 1,200 acres this next 2 days off that I got. And I'm gonna take your advice because I do have some traps. You were telling me earlier today to come off of the field edges a little bit, and I think you're right. I think 10, 20 feet, 15 yards outside the field edge. When I see coyotes, I don't always see them running the field edge. I usually see them running out into the field a bit, running along it or running through it, and sometimes running right down the middle of it. And that's smart to do that. I'm sure that would up my catch. And I can definitely see how it would keep you from getting so many possums. Absolutely. You guys tried this gooberry yet? What's it called? Glowberry? This prime glowberry? Pretty badass. I didn't really like prime. I don't like energy drinks, but this has got no sugar and just a bunch of vitamins and BCCAs and stuff like that in it. It's made with coconut water, and it the body armors and these primes are really good for you. I think I got a buddy that hates Jake Paul so much that he swears that this is horrible. Is it Jake Paul, Logan Paul? Hell, I don't know which is which. I'm in northeast Oklahoma. I have property in southeast Oklahoma. It's not mine, it's my grandpa's, but I got family property southeast Oklahoma in 2 spots. And if I really wanted to, I could go down and trap down there, but I work too much to take time off to be able to travel. I never get to travel. I've almost not traveled at all in the last 6 years. Yep, 7 stops, about 1 hour worth of trapping, 47 coyotes hanging, so I have a lot. Yeah, no shit. I was telling him before you came in the chat, I had those 3 dogs today, and one of them had a beautiful white belly, smaller male that I caught, the last dog I picked up today. And I brought him home and immediately was going to skin him because it was too hot outside. The bellies have blown up. But I was, it was almost 80 degrees today, so I didn't want to wait. I didn't want to stick him in the fridge or the freezer. I just wanted to skin him real quick and then shower before I went to work. And I got to peeling on that leg. I got about 2 inches off that leg and it was all blue. And I said, shit, it's not time yet. Last year, my coyote slipped. Oh, when was it? The 15th or 14th of December. The shoulder slipped out. And I only skinned 2 or 3 dogs after that. So I started trapping, I think the 25th or 26th of November last year. And this year I wanted to start early so I could get some better dogs, but it was so hot this late in the year that the dogs haven't primed up yet. So it looks like it'll be another 2 weeks. So I might get 3 weeks to a month and a half. I won't get a month and a half, but I might get a month of good dogs down here to skin. So I probably won't skin too many. But if I push for 150 and I have 100, 120 before the end of December, I'll bet I can skin 40 or 50 of them. Especially if they really pick up right then. And that's usually when they pick up anyway. December 10th, December 15th, that's when they're... But if the fur runs out before then, I'm screwed. Stan, what's up, bud? No, not deer hide, but I have used other hides that I have. You know, sometimes you can cut a piece off of a hide whenever you toss it. You can use any kind of hide. That first coyote I caught this morning was in a pot. I caught a possum in it 2 days ago, and I caught a coyote in it today. So you can skin a possum. You can skin anything you want, and stake it down and put it on there. And I like grub stake type sets. I haven't made any yet or recorded any yet this season, but Stan, I'm going to now that you said that. And I like a grub stake set that's you basically dig out a hole that's about 4.5, 5.5, 6.5 inches around, and you dig it down about 2.5, 3.5 inches, and then you take a stake, and I don't have any on me to show you, but it's basically a short wood stake, and you just cut it off where it's got a sharp point, and then I staple or glue burlap to it. You can staple or glue anything to it that'll hold scent, you know, even just fabric, old t-shirts or whatever, and then you put your lure on the end of the stake where the burlap or the fabric will hold the scent, and you stamp it down into that hole that you had in the center of it. Put a cow patty over it, and the part that you push the cow patty to where it's open just a little bit on one end, and then you put your trap just right there in front of the end that you have open, and you can make really great sets that way. It's called a pull stake set, and I know an old wolfer that taught me that trick, and it works. I mean, it's kind of, and if you make them into a step down and do that, it's awesome. Yeah, how long are you going to be out west? Because, I mean, Colt, if you're out west for, 3 weeks, you should easily hit that number of 2 over your trapping. I mean, I don't know how many traps you got set, but those traps you showed, I've been looking at those traps for about 2 weeks now. And I don't have any money. I'm broke as hell. My truck broke down. They're trying to get $15,000 out of me to fix it. So I've got to take it and drive it down to my brother-in-law's place, have him fix it. But I haven't bought traps in 2 years. I bought some beaver traps earlier this year, and I bought beaver traps last year, but I haven't bought any coyote traps in 2 years. And it'll be a minute, but I've got 13 or 14 dozen coyote traps, so it's enough. But it's a hodgepodge. I got Montana number 3s. I got Bridger number 3s, dog on. I got Bridger number 3s, dogless. And then I got 5 dozen MB 550s, and I got 2 dozen MB, or not MB, but Duke 650 Pros. And they all work good. I mean, I had a Bridger number 3 today that didn't go off because it got some shit underneath the pan. A coon dug it up a couple days ago, and I just covered it back up, and then today it didn't go off, and I don't think it was a coyote, because I think it was a possum. So I had a possum get in there, dig that out, and not set the trap off, and then he went to my next set, I was right next to it, not too far, and set it off and was caught. And I would have caught him on the first one and not messed up the second one if I'd have been smart. But I'm going to buy more traps, but I think I'm going to go Duke 550 just because of the money. I can get them for $175 a dozen. And what I got to do, I'm going to add, I might start using shock springs. I got a buddy that uses shock springs here, and it really does help, especially if you catch any domestics. It helps a lot. So I might add 6 inches of chain to the back end of the Duke 550s, put a shock spring on it that swivels, and then my 18-inch KO, well, I say KO, really Kendall Obermeyer makes a 18-inch super stake, and I use super stakes on everything, or drags, but I don't use drags too often. I don't have too many places I like to put drags in. No hunting stuff. I don't trap in Osage. I'm in Okmulgee. So Okmulgee is the county south of Tulsa, and I do nuisance work. So I basically do nuisance work in the 5 to 6 counties bordering me if I get the chance. Yeah, I'll bet so. I mean, if you, I saw you had an image of a bunch of them hung up, and my fur's no good right now. But that belly was beautiful. I rarely get coyotes with a belly that looks that white and looks that good, and perfectly furred. And the underfur's coming in pretty good, but it's just not there yet, or he wouldn't be blue. So, and I never, when I skin that, I've skinned a blue coon before, so I know what bluing looks like underneath. And I'm also colorblind, so it's kind of, you know, I don't see everything, it hues perfectly. But when I opened up that coyote today, all I could see was just bright blue, and I knew it was over with. That dude was done. That was the only one I was going to skin out of 3, but I'm getting a lot of gland material. I'm going to start making lures. I make lures for myself already, but over the next couple of years, I'm going to build as much material as I can and start making lures for other people too. And next year, I'm going to ferment 2 separate lures that I got planned, and then I'll probably give out jars to some of the people that are on my channel that are trappers, especially guys that do nuisance work during the summer and winter. And I'm gonna hand out a couple of jars of lure to some folks to get it tested, see how it looks. Yeah, 16 days. I mean, you guys should be able to knock down 150 to 250 dogs if it's 2 of you trapping. You really should. See, I don't know Jason. I talked to him on Instagram a little bit. I've chatted with him on Instagram a little bit, but I don't know him very well. Keys, Oklahoma. Yeah, originally he said he was going to do 4. He was going to catch in 4 states. So I think that was Oklahoma, Kansas, Texas, and New Mexico. He was going to hit all 4. He's going to run a line over there on the far end of the Oklahoma Panhandle, and he's going to work that circle and try and catch a cat and coyote in all 4 states. But I guess he's moving to 3. Maybe one of them fell out. I know Jason's trapped here in Oklahoma before. Yeah. I was talking to these guys about shorts, and my shorts have kind of died in the last few minutes while we've been chatting. But shorts are the way to go. About 3.5 weeks ago, my channel had one of those celebration pop-ups that said, "You finally hit 50,000 views." And just in the shorts in the last 4 days, it's over 35,000 views in 4 days of shorts. Shorts are the way to get subs. I've got almost 80 subs in 4 days from shorts. I got 5 viewers. We had 12. I guess I lost a few. I guess it's getting late. What's it, 10:15? I guess the west folks they're not late, but they're probably just starting to get around. But most of you people that are east of me, you're probably having a hard time. Especially if you got Trapper on the brain. I was hoping Iowa Trapper would go live. He hasn't gone live yet. I mean, he said he might do it, but he might not. But yeah, I was really just testing out this camera to see if it'd work. So now I can hook this camera up through Bluetooth or through Wi-Fi to my phone whenever I'm out on the line, and I can run these live with a really nice camera. But you see the orientation of the camera there. I don't know if I can change that. Sorry, this is gonna look weird for a minute. Oh shit, my battery